1968 was a year of deep grooves and deeper feelings. When soul music wasn't just heard, it was felt. Aretha was lifting spirits in church choir fire. Marvin was wrestling with love and longing. And the Delphonics were rewriting romance itself.
If I ever saw a girl that I needed in this world.
These are 10 unforgettable R&B and soul moments from 1968, songs that still echo in our hearts today. Number 10, La La Means I Love You by the Delphonics. There was something different in the air when this one floated into the world in early 1968. Smooth as velvet, soft as a whispered promise, the Delphonics were stepping into their moment. Still young, still hungry, recording out of Philadelphia during the dawn of the Philly soul sound. Tom Bell's arrangements wrapped their harmonies in strings like silk curtains, creating a new kind of sweet soul elegance that felt luxurious even on a scratchy radio speaker.
Hold you in my arms, girl, and fill you with my charms.
What makes this one unforgettable is its simplicity. Love expressed not through grand speeches, but through the kind of tender, shy repetition you say when you're afraid your feelings might spill over. For some listeners, this was the slow dance at a basement party. For others, it was the soundtrack to First Heartbreak, played way over and over on a bedroom floor.
Many guys have come to you with a line that wasn't true.
The song reached the top 5 on the Billboard Hot 100 and became a blueprint for smoother R&B, echoed later in artists from New Edition to Prince. Even today, when those first gliding notes ring out, it's impossible not to pause, breathe, and remember a moment when love was fragile and everything felt new.
I am sailor true and
If this one was all about gentle devotion, the next track shows what happens when love gets louder, much louder. Number 9, Sittin' On, The Dock of the Bay by Otis Redding.
I'll be sitting when the evening comes.
When this song reached listeners in 1968, it carried a bittersweet echo. Otis Redding had recorded it just weeks before his tragic plane crash in December of 1907.
Headed for the Frisco Bay.
So when the single was released, it wasn't just another soul track. It felt like a letter from a man who had more to say, more to give, and somehow already knew time was fragile. Recorded at Stax in Memphis and finished with those now iconic waves and seagulls added by Steve Cropper.
It's been time.
This was Otis, stepping beyond raw, fiery soul into something quieter, more contemplative. This wasn't the barroom shout of "try a little tenderness." This was a weary sigh, the sound of a man reflecting on everything he'd fought for, gained, and lost.
Just to make this dock my home.
It became the first posthumous #1 hit in Billboard history. And to this day, the opening whistle feels like sitting on a pier at sunset, knowing life keeps moving, but letting yourself rest just for a moment.
Like nothing's gonna change.
If this was reflection and stillness, the next song brings us right back into the fire of movement and purpose. Number 8, I Heard It Through the Grapevine by Marvin Gaye. By 1968, Motown was a hit-making powerhouse, but even within those polished walls, there were tensions, creative pushes, and artists aching to express something deeper. Marvin Gaye was one of them. When he recorded I Heard It Through the Grapevine, Motown didn't release it at first. They thought it was too dark, too haunting, too unlike the bright, polished pop that defined their formula. But the song simmered. It hovered. It refused to fade. finally dropped in late '68, it didn't just land. It took over, skyrocketing to the top of the charts and becoming Motown's biggest selling single of all time up to that point it took. This wasn't just a heartbreak song. It was paranoia, suspicion, betrayal. The kind of ache that creeps into your bones. The bass line is like a heartbeat you can't slow down, and Marvin's voice, aching, soft, pleading, feels like someone trying to hold dignity together in the middle of heartbreak. People heard themselves in this song, lovers who had been left without explanation, folks who learned truth from whispers, neighbors, cousins, the street. In 1968, a year of unrest, protest, and broken illusions, this wasn't just romance pain. It was the feeling of a country overhearing rumors about itself. If Grapevine was a storm cloud of emotion, the next track is pure sunlight. Romance glowing in full color. Number 7, You're All I Need to Get By Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell. In 1968, Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell were redefining what a duet could feel like. Not just two voices harmonizing, but two hearts leaning into each other. You're All I Need to Get By was recorded during a moment of deep emotional connection, but also deep pain. Tammy had collapsed on stage with Marvin earlier that year, leading to the devastating discovery of her brain tumor. Her health was fragile, her time uncertain. And yet, when she stepped into the studio with Marvin, even seated, even weakened, her voice soared. You can hear the warmth, the trust, the "we are in this together" devotion. Ashford and Simpson wrote it like a vow, a promise for anyone who's ever leaned on someone when the world felt heavy. And Marvin, gentle, steady, meets her phrase for phrase like he's holding her up with his voice. It became one of Motown's most beloved duets because it's more than love, it's support. It's "I've got you, no matter what." And if this is love standing firm, the next song shows love when it's slipping through our fingers. Number 6, Ain't Nothing Like the Real Thing by Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell. 1968 gave us not just one, but multiple timeless duets from Marvin and Tammy, and this one feels like a photograph of love you don't want to fade. Recorded while Tammy was already battling her illness, this track captures a joy and sweetness that feels almost unreal given the circumstances. There's a lightness to it, a smile in the melody, like two people choosing to hold on to every beautiful moment they still had. Ashford and Simpson crafted the lyric like a gentle reminder. You can try to fill the space with memories, letters, voices, gestures, but there's nothing like the person themselves. And Marvin and Tammy didn't just sing it, they believed it. You can feel it in the way their voices lean into one another, like hands clasped across a table. This was the sound of intimacy without possession, romance without drama, tenderness without fear. A love song that doesn't ask for forever, just one more day, one more hour, one more breath together. It's one of Motown's most graceful recordings, and every time that chorus rises, it feels like sunlight breaking through curtains first thing in the morning.
The sound is quite the same as your name, no touch can do.
Now that we've felt the warmth of love held close, we move to a song where love is slipping away, and the voice behind it is unforgettable. Number 5, Chain of Fools by Aretha Franklin.
Chain of fools.
1968, Aretha Franklin wasn't just a singer. She was a force, a once-in-a-generation voice rooted in gospel fire, carried by Detroit grit, crowned in pure emotional truth. Chain of Fools had actually been recorded in 1907, but it ruled the charts in '68, rolling through radios, juke joints, barbershops, and living rooms like a sermon wrapped in a groove. The song started as a simple blues phrase, just a few repeating chords. But in Aretha's hands, it became something ferocious. This was heartbreak sung from the mountaintop. Not a quiet cry, but a declaration of I see what you've been doing, and I'm done being fooled. The chorus hits like a hammer. Aretha standing tall, her sisters behind her, the guitar riff stinging like truth finally spoken. And here's the part many don't know. Guitarist Joe South played that sliding electric hook that makes the song instantly recognizable. It slithers, it teases, it smirks, just like the kind of lover the song warns about. Chain of Fools hit #1 on the R&B charts and won Aretha a Grammy, solidifying her reign as the unquestioned queen of soul. Even today, the moment her voice comes in, everything else in the room seems to fall away. If this was the sound of breaking free, the track that comes next reminds us how sweet love can feel before the break. If these 1968 soul memories are bringing back feelings, give this video a thumbs up. It helps keep this beautiful music alive for new generations. And don't go anywhere. We're just getting to the heart of this countdown. Number 4, I'm in Love by Wilson Pickett. I'm in love. By 1968, Wilson Pickett had already carved his place into soul history with raw, fiery tracks like In the Midnight Hour and Mustang Sally. But I'm in Love showed something different, something gentler, more reflective, but still carrying that unmistakable Pickett grit. I'm as happy as a sweet little rain can be. Written by Bobby Womack. During a period of his own emotional upheaval, the song landed in Pickett's hands at just the right moment. What came out was a performance that felt like a man learning to love honestly, without armor, without swagger, without the need to prove anything. I'm so glad I can tell the world about it. See? Recorded at Muscle Shoals, the sound of this track has that Southern soul depth, warm organs, steady drums, and guitar lines that feel like the slow sway of a front porch chair at sunset. Pickett doesn't shout his love here. He lets it rise slowly, like someone realizing they're finally ready to put the past down and move forward. I feel just like there's a vulnerability to the way he stretches the word love that makes the song feel almost like a confession. And yet, it climbed the R&B charts not on spectacle, but on emotional truth. This was love from a grown man who had seen some things, lived some things, and finally recognized what peace feels like. If this was the sound of tenderness reclaimed, the next track shows what happens when tenderness turns into a joyful, unstoppable flame. Number 3, Dance to the Music by Sly and the Family Stone. 1968 was a turning point in American music, and Sly and the Family Stone were right at the center of it. They weren't just making songs, they were creating a new sound, a bold fusion of funk, soul, rock, and joy that cut across race, gender, and style. With members both black and white, male and female, this band looked like the future and sounded like it too. Dance to the Music was an explosion. It didn't build slowly. It burst open from the first second. Drums, horns, bass, organ. Every layer introduced itself like characters in a musical family reunion. Sly wasn't just inviting you to dance. He was demanding it, calling out each band member by name, making sure everybody got their shine. That sense of shared spotlight, shared groove, that was unheard of at the time. This wasn't romantic soul. This was get up out of your seat soul. The kind that filled school dances, backyard barbecues, street corners, and stadiums.
And make it easy to move your feet.
It hit the Moot 10 and opened the floodgates for the full-blown funk revolution that would define the 70s. From James Brown to Parliament Funkadelic to Earth, Wind, and Fire. And here's what made it unforgettable. Even though the world felt chaotic in 1968, protests, heartbreak, headlines that shook the country, this song reminded people that joy was still allowed, joy was still necessary, joy was still ours. If this was soul lifting our spirits into celebration, the next song turns inward again, toward longing so tender it feels like a quiet prayer held close to the heart. Number 2, Ain't No Way by Aretha Franklin.
I know that a woman's duty.
If Chain of Fools was Aretha standing strong, Ain't No Way was her laying her heart bare. Released in 1968 as the B-side to Sweet Sweet Baby, Since You've Been Gone.
If you want, let me.
This song was penned by Aretha's own sister, Carolyn Franklin, someone who knew her voice and her soul from the inside. And you can hear that intimacy in every line. This isn't a loud song. It's a plea. A quiet, aching confession from someone who loves so deeply it hurts. Aretha doesn't belt for attention here. She lets the pain bloom slowly, holding back just enough for the emotion to feel real. And then, there's Cissy Houston in the background, soaring, responding, echoing like a voice from somewhere holy. Those high vocal runs feel like a spirit lifting out of the body.
Oh, it ain't no way.
Recorded in NYC with the Muscle Shoals Players, the song sits like candlelight, soft, flickering, full of warmth and longing. It didn't need to top charts to become a classic. It lived in living rooms, wedding receptions, late-night slow dances, and the quiet corners of hearts that still can't let go.
I tell you that it ain't no way, baby.
If this was the quiet burn before the flame, our number 1 pick is where soul explodes into pure power. And trust me, you'll feel this one the moment the first note hits. Number 1, Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud by James Brown.
Say it loud!
In 1968, the world was changing, loudly, painfully, urgently. The civil rights movement had reached a boiling point. Voices were rising in the streets, and identity was no longer something to whisper. It was something to claim.
For ourselves, we're tired of beating our head against the wall and working for someone else.
Into that moment, James Brown stepped forward with a declaration that was more than a song. It was a statement of existence. Recorded in Los Angeles with a chorus of neighborhood children responding to Brown's call, the track pulsed with pride, rhythm, and unity. The bass line marched, the horns sharpened the air. And James didn't sing at you, he led you. We demand dignity. We demand joy. We demand to be seen.
You're kidding me. All right. You're out of...
It was soul, funk, activism, and celebration wrapped into 3 explosive minutes. Some radio stations refused to play it. Some critics didn't understand it, but the people did. It became an anthem, Echoing in marches, schools, family gatherings, and quiet moments of self-recognition. This was soul music stepping into its full power, not just to move the body, but to lift the people.
Say it loud! Say it loud!
From heartbreak to joy, from tenderness to fire, this countdown has carried every shade of the human spirit. 1968 didn't just give us songs, it gave us messages, memories, and melodies that still live in our bones. From Motown sweetness to Stax grit and the unstoppable rise of funk, these tracks remind us why music was and still is a lifeline. Thank you for taking this soul journey with us. If you felt something, big or small, subscribe to keep the groove alive and to join us for the next stroll through time. Up next, 10 R&B songs from 1967 we'll never forget. Click on that end screen and let's keep the rhythm rolling.